thank and praise God truly for the praise service, truly which have going on here today in Jesus Christ. And truly not for us, but it's for the Lord. Thank the Lord for all that He has done for us in Jesus Christ. You know, if I had a word today, what would I tell the saints? My word, just one word, I would say trust.
Amen. Come on now.
Hey,
come on.
Trust the Lord.
Jesus. Come on.
You know, no matter what we're going through, saints, we have to put our trust in the Lord.
Yes, Lord.
You know, my mind kind of fell on during the time when Pharaoh wouldn't let God's people go. And how that, and you know, but God had hardened his heart. You know, you have to know the beginning of the story.
Yes.
God hardened his heart.
Yes.
God would not allow him to let him go until a certain time. But everything that God was bringing up against Pharaoh, Pharaoh would not let God's people go. But then there came a time when God got ready. You know, God got to working. Which God is always working. Even now that we're going through this virus time, God is still working. We have to trust in the Lord. No matter what we're going through, no matter who's going to fall before us, behind us, beside us, or whatever, God is still working. So we have to trust in the Lord. While we're waiting, while we're down here waiting, while we're down here trusting in the Lord, let's all be obedient to the Lord. Because when the Lord gets ready, you know, He's going to move. He's going to move this virus just right out the way. Whether we're here to see it, because some of us may not be here. I pray and hope that we all are here to see it. But sometimes, saints, we have to, you know, I'm a person like this. I can go to the hospital, I can see people, and I can pray for them. I can hope, I can ask the Lord to touch them. And sometimes I must come to the conclusion, if it's the Lord's will.
Amen.
God, sometimes, He don't move. In other words, it's their time to die. No matter what the circumstances, I've heard of people going in the hospital with just a common cold, but they didn't make it out. But I've also heard of people going in there with such bad diseases or such bad pains or whatever, racking their body, cancer, whatever, but they're able to come out of it. But I've learned in my life that it's the Lord's will. Whatever God says is going to happen. Doctors can count you out. I forget where I was at some church setting, and I remember here, I don't know who was that, Elder Green's church, Elder Bryant Green, I think it was. But I remember this lady, and I could be mistaken, but sometimes you hear things, and sometimes you be in various settings, and you forget where, but you don't forget what you heard. But I remember this one lady, her husband was, he was badly ill. Something with his intestines. In other words, his bowels. He hadn't had bowel movement in such a while, you know, a few days or weeks or whatever, a couple of weeks. Doctors had basically gave up on him. The way I perceived the way she was saying when doctors came into the room, it's almost like us having on a mask, because the odor was such a vile odor, to where they just couldn't they couldn't stand it or whatever. But she was in there, she was praying. The doctors had basically given up on her. You know, y'all come on in, y'all see him or whatever, you know, however she said it or whatever, the doctors had given up on her. But she was praying to the Lord. And the Lord blessed her husband. In other words, whatever was happening in his digestive system, it let go. And she talked like, you know, this may be vile to you all. But, you know, sometimes, you know, God takes us through things, though it may seem vile or whatever, but it's God's working. You know, we think of, you know, sometimes we think God got to do a miraculous miracle in our life. But just to be able to let your digestive system, your intestines, let go and let all of that waste come out or whatever. Though it's such a vile odor, it was a pleasant thing to her, because her husband hadn't done it in, as they say, you know, a week or 2 weeks or whatever. And the doctor had given him and done everything they could for him or whatever. But I'm saying God moved. Saying we have to trust in the Lord, regardless of the situation, regardless of who's around us, whoever may give up on us or whatever. You know, let's trust in the Lord. You know, I'm reminded of looking at, you know, the 11th chapter of 1 Corinthians, how it talks about, you know, faith. Because a lot of times, in other words, though people are dying, let us die in faith. If we're going to die, let's die in faith. Let's die hoping in the Lord. If it's our time, we still have to have trust in the Lord. Amen. Lord, I'm going to trust you even if you don't bring me out. I'm going to trust you. You know, I think about the ones, you know, when there was, not the Hebrews, boy, but But there was trusting in the Lord. You know, no matter what that you're going through, no matter what the situation may seem, let's still yet trust in the Lord, saints. Every time I turn on the news, you know, the number of coronavirus is getting larger, it's doubling, you know, it just seems like it's just, you know, it's just growing. I'm gonna say it's just growing. It's not decreasing, but it is growing, and people are dying. But at the same time, I'm gonna, you know, strive to trust in the Lord. Even if it latches onto my body, I pray and hope that, you know, if it's not my time, you know, I still want to trust in the Lord. So saints, y'all pray for me, and I pray for you all likewise. But my word for the day is trust. Trust. No matter what we're going through, no matter who's beside us or whatever, let's still trust. Trust in the Lord and hope in the Lord. But my word is trust. Trust in the Lord, saints. At this time.